Hey guys, it's DuconRed1 and welcome to episode 36 of Let's Build Castle Krein. Not so much a how to build a castle anymore as it is a let's build, so of course we've known that for a while now, but this monstrosity of a build is growing substantially, and I hope you guys are enjoying this series overall. I hope that there's a general consensus that the community is really liking the progress that we have done. Obviously, there is a lot yet to do. There is a lot of things we need to do, but in the overall scheme of things, I think that we have time. There's, of course, that's always the factor, is time. Do we have time to actually finish this? And my answer to that is yes, we do, but we're gonna have to spend a lot of it in order to make it happen. And as long as I'm able to build realistically in terms of real life circumstances and everything, and as long as finances and all that stuff permits, yes, I will for sure continue to do this this building and continue Krein, along with other great things to come. So as you can see with this series, this video should I say, we've started off by building the first servant's quarter. This is after 20 hours of building that I have scaled down to about 5.5 minutes or so. And so we've time-lapsed that all, and we've made it into what you're seeing right now. And it's pretty much a synopsis of the building that we've done during the last 3 live streams that we have done in the past 3 weeks. Now, I think it might be best in terms of video content to try to make it so we only have 1 Krein episode a month, so that we can keep up with this this amount of content for 1 video. I think it makes the videos a little bit more exciting, I would say, and I would imagine that you guys enjoy having a little bit more to see. So here we're working on the palace section. I decided I wanted to work on the lift first. Some people had suggested that keeping that lift there would be a logical thing to do. So I decided, hey, might as well do that. Make the gatehouse there, which I think is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be working on that from the future. So this right here is the icing on the cake. This right here is going to be the feast hall that we're working on. It looks like a cathedral at first, and honestly, it kind of looks a little colonial when we first start out. But I determined in myself, you know what, we are going to make this look good, because I spent like hours, like 3 hours on this thing, 4 hours or so. And like at this point, I was about to give up. Like when you just saw me pause on the building there, I was about to just like give up on this thing and just like delete it and remove it. But by the end, I think it turns out pretty nice, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I hope that we keep it throughout this series. But you know how I am when it comes to making changes. I kind of am impromptu and rather, what do you call that? It just kind of happens, is what I'm trying to say. So we have those buttresses on the front. I think that looks pretty nice. It gives it a little bit more of a Gothic architectural style, and it really blends it in with the style of the build surrounding. So we added a few more little bits and pieces, the bits and bobs around the build, trying out my British there. We removed the plateau for the cathedral. I feel like that's really, that kind of like didn't work. A lot of people said they were really excited for the cathedral, and I don't know. We still might work on that later on. So right here, we're working on a wall here at the bottom. I don't think I'm going to end up doing this. I think we're going to end up probably just not having this bits of wall that I've been building, like this bits that I'm building right now. We're probably going to just remove that in the coming future. It's just, I just don't like it. It doesn't work. I was trying to go for a French style right there, to be honest. But I just think that style just doesn't really work. Plus the contrast really sucks. It looks a little much. It looks a little busy almost, and it just doesn't work. It looks like, if you look at it from above, you just see this blob. So we're working on this building right now with right now with the 4 turrets here on the servants section. We end up making something really nice here, and also we add in that gray roof there. It really helps the overall build. I think we're going to be adding in more gray roofs across Krein. Right here, we're working on this little gate section. It's a little bit worthless, to be honest, because this is all kind of one bit You can easily bypass that gate by walking throughout the other parts of the castle. And then we add a little bit of tutor right there and such things like that. Looks pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy with that result. Next, we work on the garden tower up here. I guess the garden tower. There's a little bit of grass on the top. But yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis of 20 hours of building. Feels great to have that down to 6 minutes. Alrighty guys, well that is Krein, episode 36. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the building portion. If you guys want to watch those live streams when I was actually building this first person, you can go ahead and check out my live stream playlist, which is in the, the links to those videos will be in the description of below of when I was actually building this. But I do have a live stream playlist of all my Twitch streams, which I have uploaded over here on YouTube, that you can watch and see for yourself first person. If you have any like specific points that you want to watch, maybe you want to catch up with certain areas and you want to see that more closely, you can of course watch the live stream. But anyways, that's a really cool feature that I was really happy. I'm really happy that I can finally get those streams over here on YouTube. So this is Krein. This is this monstrosity, this absolute mess that we have to work with. This is something that we've been working on for the past year and a half or so. It's vastly grown from its original state. It's become a monstrosity, and I am happy for it too. We still need to figure out where we're going to put the cathedral. I don't know if even we're going to have the cathedral. I think we might just decide not to have that because the balance of the build is pretty much demanding that I keep this area open. See, if I add that in, we're going to have a square. I don't know if it makes any sense to have a cathedral in here anymore. I know you guys are going to be like, no, you need a chapel, you need a chapel. It's going to probably turn out we're going to have just a small chapel somewhere because it's just, to me, I'm not sure if it's really worth it at this point to continue adding big things to Krein. The idea is eventually, hopefully, we're going to have a city out here, and at that point, we would of course build a cathedral, but I don't think it really makes sense at this point for building it in the actual castle. Also, one thing I really want to ask you guys, something that I really need some feedback on, is I want to adjust the entrance into Krein. Also, I want to make the outside more defensible. I want there to be more terraces like this where catapults and trebuchets can be placed in wartime. So if any of you have any ideas of what I can do, my original idea, or what I was thinking about, is making a terrace out here with a wall with turrets all the way along it, going from here at a curved slant down to the edge of the barracks building right here, and then behind having somewhat of a flat space where catapults and things can be built on. And then of course this would be a thicker bit of terrain here where the this would be more of a moat, of course. So we'd figure that out. Let me change the time a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. I think 6,000 would be a good time. So that's my current idea. Maybe you guys have a better idea, let me know. And another thing I really want your advice on is I want to make the causeway leading in a little bit more complicated. Right now, you just come down, around, up, and you're in. My idea is that you got to come down, same kind of deal, but you got to come down. There's going to be a barbican right here. I'm thinking there's going to be a barbican right here with a second drawbridge. I think that might look really nice, and the top of the barbican would be lower than the highest or than the lowest fortification on the main gatehouse. So this barbican would only be about this tall. And then you would have a drawbridge leading out to here, and then you'd have that curved pathway, just like this almost, that would lead down and around underneath the second drawbridge, down and back up. And before we get to the rest of that, I want to show you this over here. So then all of this would be more of a moat in between the main gatehouse and everything. Because right now I feel like it's kind of a weak point. I feel like the enemy can come right up against the wall and be more or less protected. I mean, obviously from up here, they'd pour down all kinds of boiling stuff and, you know, cause lots of issues. But at the same time, I feel like it's not up to par. I feel like it needs a little bit more work. So maybe you guys can come up with some interesting suggestions for what I can do there. So yeah, I'm thinking about adding more defenses over there, changing up the causeway. It's going to come back up through here, and the other idea I have is that this is going to be made into a series of islands, more or less. And then there's going to be another moat all the way, just like this right here, like a deep crevice with water in it. And it's going to go along the outside here, and it's going to go from island to island to island, bridge from bridge to bridge, all the way across. So it's going to be more defensible, I think. It would, of course, create a blind spot on this side of the islands, but I don't know. I feel like it would be beneficial to our build. I think it would look nice. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Tell me what you think about that. Definitely want to get some feedback. This right here, I'm planning on moving over to be more centered. Also, I got to work on the wizard's tower and everything. So anyways, let me change shaders really quick and show you guys some more stuff. So I'm now using CUDA shaders. The reason why I like this is because this really looks nice in CUDA. Looking at the view from down here, the yellow clay just really stands out. I really like that. Speaking of which, if you guys want to see this for yourself, come to the Conquest Reforged server, linked in the description below, and do /warp-krein, /warp-krein, K-R-E-I-N. That's how you spell it. And that'll bring you right here, and you can check this out for yourself. So yeah, there's that. So this is the first courtyard. I wanted to show you guys this specifically because I really like how it turned out. I really do like this area, and I think that we are for sure going to be keeping this. I do like this building right here. I think that turned out quite nice. This is the square tower. We're going to be doing a lot more work on it. I mean, obviously there's so much more to do there. But that's the general idea. We have a garderobe right here, which means a place where they would crap out inside. And then you have a dormer or something coming out from the side of the building. And then you have this right here with the gate. This gate is more or less for just decoration. There's not really any specific purpose for that. Reason being is this is all kind of one castle, and it feels like you could just bypass that gate, walk through the stables or that building right there to get into the stable quarter of the castle. So that, of course, is a flaw, I know, but there's really not much else I can do about it. So I'm just gonna say cool beans and hope for the best, right? So anyways, that is that. Next thing I want to show you guys is this over here. I do not like this. I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to remove all of this random wall bits here and just keep just like the building. So like this tower. Really like this tower, by the way. As you can see, we're adding in the gray roofs. We're going to be doing some more of that across Krein. I think that will really benefit the whole palette much better, as long as we do it correctly. If we just kind of splatter it everywhere, like, you know, random roofs all over the place, it's not going to look very good. So I kind of want to just do this in certain buildings to indicate maybe newer or older buildings. I think that this might actually be a bad idea right here. I feel like that might look better as brown, but anyways, this right here is going to be removed, all of these walls, I think, and this is just going to have the scholar tower, and then you're going to have the barracks and that tower right there, and then this right here, so that this is going to be a broader, you know, this ditch right here will be better. I think that that'll really benefit us in the long run. It'll really look good. So we'll probably still have something of a parapets, like maybe we'll keep the topmost bit. I think that that's probably within our possibility, within our you know, our reach to do, but I think we're going to remove that for the most part. I think that'd probably be for the best. So this over here is like a little garden tower. Not too sure if I like it so much. I think it works for the most part. I just think up here is a little bit odd. I just don't know about it. I'm sure you guys can give me some ideas in the comments below. I know that this one's 2 and then these 2 are 3. I think we might just move that over just so that we can get the proper angle in there. But yeah, that's that. I do like how it overall, like the overall design of it, I do like. It just needs a little bit more work, I think. Same thing with down here. I don't like these fortifications. Just something about them. Just something about that whole section down there isn't working for me at this point. Maybe a couple turrets on there. I don't know. We'll figure that out eventually, I'm sure. Back here, I also want to work on this section. I feel like this is a little bit bland in this area. Basically from there all the way up to this section, all of that needs to be redone in my opinion. We'll be working on that and for sure be figuring something out. I do like this right here. When you come in through this drawbridge right here, you come up and you're in this kill box. We added in a little gate here. See, originally it was right here, but then I moved it to right here because I just felt like having more turns and everything, like it sort of directs you through the castle and it makes you explore the castle in a way that, you know, it pushes you to certain sections so that you see everything. So this pushes you into here. The whole idea is, not the whole idea, but the general idea is that you're supposed to explore the whole castle. And by doing purposeful diversions like that really helps in that regard. But it's not only for exploration, but also for defensibility purposes, of course. So now to the meat of the video, something that I'm sure a lot of you are interested in is the palace section of the castle. Here we have the lift, the first way that you can get in, which lifts up to here. So that's for like the lazier people. And then you of course have the longer route for servants and things of that sort, for more of a constant flow of traffic. And then they would have these sea stacks to go across with bridges and things that would lead up to here. Gatehouse with a drawbridge, and then it would zigzag up to here, and then you're inside the palace at that point. We have the gate here, which I think we're going to be spicing up quite a bit. Just going to take some time on that. And then we have a Neuschwanstein style tower here, as you can see, the square base with the round tower at the top. Another tower with a garden. I really like that hallway. And then this right here is something I'm really proud about, is the Great Hall. This is the feasting hall. This is where everyone would eat, drink, and be very happy. But anyways, you have room for 40 people to sit in here, and then you have a place for the Lord to sit up there, and then of course like for the family to sit down a little bit lower, and then lots of space, a little orchestral pit that'll be up here so that they can serenade those while they eat. And then you have lots of room for all this light, like all these windows around. I really wanted there to be a lot of natural light in here. Technically it kind of looks like a cathedral maybe, but I specifically want this to remain a feasting hall. I really like the out front bit right here where you can see all the different balconies, the buttresses coming off the corners, etc. I really like that. I didn't want the very typical lengthwise feasting hall that you would usually see, so I think that works out pretty well. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's the general idea of what's happened to Krein in the past 3 weeks. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit that like button down below, comment, and subscribe for more content, because there is a lot more to come. Also, don't forget that I have a Facebook and a Twitter that you can follow me on and keep up with the goings-on of Ducon Red 1. Also, if you want to support me monetarily, you can support me on Patreon, and your name will be added to the Patreon haul. I'm going to eventually have a whole bunch of figures like this going up, and your names are going to be added inside the throne room. So we're going to have the Red Clan Scouts, the Red Clan Warriors, and eventually the Red Clan Legionnaires, I think. Not sure what the next, yeah, Legionnaires I think is what they're going to be called. And then of course you're going to have the throne, and then behind there I guess we'll have like major supporters at some point. We'll see what happens, depends on how far we go. But at some point this is going to be finished, and oh my goodness, just imagine how grand that's going to be with all these figures and everything. I'm planning on all of your heads to be on these as well, so that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you so much for watching, for your support, and for being such awesome people. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, so I'll see you next time. Till then, bye-bye.